for the interaction. Today, to help us with our discussion is no other than Madam Esther Perfuami. Madam Esther Perfuami is a seasoned human resource and industrial relation consultant with extensive experience in labor outsourcing and alternative dispute resolution. As a managing partner of EF and Associate Ghana Limited, she empowers organizations to optimize performance, resolve complex workplace challenges, foster positive employee relations through holistic and strategic approach. Madam Esther holds an MBA in Human Resource Management from Central University and a postgraduate executive master's in appropriate dispute resolution from the University of Virgin Islands and GAMI ADR Institute. Her core expertise spans HR strategy and planning, industrial relations, labor outsourcing, conflict resolution, including media and negotiations. She's passionate about helping organizations enhance operational efficiency while promoting harmony in the workplace. I believe Madam Esther is on right now, but if she's not on, would like to. Hello, Madam Esther.
I'm here. I'm here.
Welcome, Auntie.
Yes,
Sorry
can
for
you hear
the
me?
network interruptions.
I can hear you loud and clear.
I can hear you well.
Okay.
I can also hear you. I want to apologize to our viewers for the network issues. So as I mentioned earlier, our topic for today is on performance excellence, how to stand out in our organizations. We know today's competitive work environment is no longer enough to meet our expectations, and to succeed, we need to exceed those expectations. So Auntie Esther is here this evening to help us know about performance excellence and to also help us to stand out more. So please be a part of it. If you have any question, put it in the comment section so that Auntie Esther will address it for us. Auntie Esther, good evening and welcome.
Good evening. Marcelina has already introduced me, but there's a few I have to add. Hello, Marcelina. Shall I take it up?
Yes, please. You can take it. I can hear you.
Okay.
I can hear you now.
Sure. Good afternoon, everyone. I've been introduced already, Esther Perfuami. As for the HR community in Ghana, a few of you know me. So today we are going to discuss performance excellence, how to stand out in your organization. It's very important. One of the things I also do that Marcelina didn't mention is I'm a corporate trainer too, and an IFC, ILP facilitator. It's very important to me because I learned seriously to acquire that certificate too. So I'm an excellent corporate trainer too. So in today's competitive workplace, it is not enough just to do your job. We have all been given a job description. We discuss it with our bosses and targets are set. But for you to stand out in your career and at your workplace, you need to deliver impact. Consistently, you need to exceed expectations of your team leader, your organization, and make a difference that is visible. Take note, a difference that is visible and valued is very, very important. So this session will give us an actionable strategies that will help us to do that. We need to be consistent, deliver impact, exceed expectation, and deliver value and impact to our organization. So that's my intro. Marcelina, shall I continue? Please type where you are joining us from. I love seeing
Thank you, Auntie Esther.
Okay.
Yes,
before you come in, I want all of us joining to send where we are reaching or watching or listening from, so that as we go, we'll know who are on call, so that we'll be able to attend to them.
Ateta, can we go ahead?
Yes, please. I'm okay.
Hello?
Yes, go ahead.
Hello?
Hello, go ahead.
Okay. So you gave us, I can hear you now. I can hear
Yes,
you.
speak. You speak.
Okay, so how do you define performance excellence? Somebody will ask, how do I know what performance excellence is?
Okay. Thank you very much. That's a very excellent question. Performance excellence to me is consistently as an individual in the role that you've been given, in the role that you qualify for, in the role that you say you have competences for, you need to deliver results that exceed expectation while adding value, showing professionalism, very, very important, taking initiative and being accountable. A lot of us today, we don't want to be accountable. We are always defensive. We always want to shift blame. But for you to perform at that peak, you have to be consistent in delivering results that exceed expectations of your team lead and of your organization. And there are characteristics that guide us. For you to be seen or known to be performing at that par, our five-star deliverer, you have to be accountable. Accountability, very, very important. You have to be consistent. You have to be proactive, learning agility, collaboration, and influence. When we say somebody should be accountable, you have to own your work and outcomes. The work that you are doing, you have to own it. And you have to deliver consistently that high level quality results and on time. Timeliness is also very important. You can deliver well, but at what time and at what cost is very, very important. Then you have to be proactive, anticipate challenges that are supposed to come or that will come. And don't only identify challenges, but carry the solutions along. You are proactive, that means you anticipate challenges and you propose solutions to it. That's very, very important. Then you have to continuously deliver and develop your own skills and adapt. Because today, the only thing that is constant around us is change. This AI we are talking about, other things in your industry, are you learning every day? We have to own our personal development if you want to perform as a very high level quality employee or worker. You have to deliver results. And for you to do that, you have to be learning every day, all the time. Set budgets for your learning and training and retraining yourself before your organization to add on to it. Then you have to collaborate. In every organization, we are in teams. We all have interdependent relationships around. We have gathered around one objective. So you need to collaborate and influence your team so that you'll be able to develop that collaboration that will impact your work and impact the work of your team. Is very, very, very important. So that's the way I will define, what do we call it? An excellent performance. Very, very important. And what will help you to succeed is that you have to be accountable, consistent, proactive, and learning always and collaborate with the other team members.
Thank you
Let's
very
look
much,
at this.
Angesta.
Before you come in, I have an engagement question. Think about someone at your
Okay.
work who always stands out. One of your colleagues, he's always standing out. For me, a colleague who identifies problems before they become serious and offers solution proactively and immediately comes to my mind. That's somebody I will vote for as an excellent worker. So go to your chat box and write one trait you admire in a high-performing colleague. We are all working in organizations. We have different roles. So we work with people. When people are doing well, we know. So write in the chat box for us one trait you admire in a high-performing colleague. So Marcelina, back to you.
Auntie Esther. Um,
Yeah.
so
Mm.
what would you say is some of the misconceptions people have about performance excellence, and how do they overcome this obstacle to achieving the performance obstacles? So the misconceptions.
Misconception. People think that if they say you are working excellently, that means you are working hard. You come to work always. You stay in the workplace long hours. You are always there when you are called. People are very loud. We think they are working. People are highly visible. Is that it? People take mistakes as failure. They think if somebody has made a mistake, that means the person has failed. Those are common misconceptions. If somebody is always around, that doesn't mean he's doing well. That is some of the misconceptions I've seen. Excellence is about working smart, strategically, and consistently, adding value to your organization, not just effort or visibility. People can be visible, but they add nothing. So those are the misconceptions. So for you to overcome that, you need to set clear, actionable goals as an individual. It's very, very important. When we say goals, it's not only for your team lead to be giving you the KPIs, the objective, blah, blah, blah. You as an individual, that KPI they've given you, have you planned towards it? How to achieve it? So you have to set clear and actionable goals. Don't be going and coming. Don't be visible, shouting. Wherever there's a meeting, you need to be there, you need to talk. And when you talk, is it substance or we just be seeing you? No. When somebody or you yourself makes a little mistake, you think, oh, I failed. No. Mistakes are part of our work culture. It's part of humans. The only thing we know is perfect is God. However you call it, you're the Supremo. I call him Supremo. People call it God. People call him Allah. People say he's a man. People say he's a woman. But whatever supreme power that you ascribe to is the only perfect thing. The rest of us, we are trying. So we learn from our mistakes and do better. So for me, the misconception is if you made mistake, oh, then you started shivering. Own it and learn from it and do better next time. So overcoming it, you set clear actionable goals. You seek and act on feedback. Ask your peers, have I done well? What have I done? I was listening to Oprah Winfrey some time ago. I like listening to his talk show. One of the things he said was that everyone that she had interviewed before, after the interview, they asked, have I done well? People she held in high esteem, thinking they know everything. They also shiver when they come in to her presence to speak to the audience. So we should know that feedback is very, very important and we have to take constructive feedback. Some of us, we are always defensive. That's not good. Focus on continuous learning is very, very important. Then you build resilience. Build resilience. You fall, you get up, you go. You fall, you get up, you pick the learning, you go. Then you are overcoming the misconception and obstacles. So we all know that it's not everybody who is busy, who is working. So those are misconceptions. If you have it, take it off and plan towards working very well strategically to affect and make an impact in your organization. I work with someone who felt unnoticed. They because he said he wasn't vocal, he's that kind of quiet person and always focusing on documenting things. And he says, I'm not contributing. I said, no, you are contributing. Look at ABC you've done. Take note of it yourself. Those little results boosted his morale, and he became better. So take note of the outcomes you are having, your impact, and improve upon them. It's very, very important. Documentation is important. Today, there are many ways to remind us of our achievements and failures, what we can do more, what we can improve upon, and how we can manage our work so that we make an impact as a high performer and work on that excellence. It's very important. Then I want you to do this again. Be checking my chat box too. If you haven't been engaging with me, engage with it. What is one obstacle you propose? Hello? There's a noise in my earphone. I don't know if it is telling me. Can I be heard? Can you hear me? Hello?
Yes, we can hear you. We can hear you,
Okay.
Auntie. We can hear
Okay.
you.
So I'm okay. What is one obstacle you have faced in standing out? If you have, I know all of us, especially as HRs who are here, we do so much and we mark our own scripts. So give me one obstacle you face by trying to stand out. Share it in the comments. It's very important so that we learn from each other. Aselina, it's up to you. I'm pausing for you to continue.
Yes. Thank you. We resonate with what you said about rising and falling, and the conception that if you are busy in the workplace, it means you are doing something, and those who are not talking are not doing anything. Thank you very much. I'd like to acknowledge Eraja Jumbo joining us from Accra. You're welcome. Please, we'd like to hear from you. So put in your question in the chat box so that Auntie Esther can address it for you. Or what you've learned from this session, we'd like to know. Auntie Esther, my next question is, how can individuals or employees take ownership of their work and make decisions that drive results? I'm sure you've talked about it somewhere when you were talking, but can you add more to it? Taking ownership
Okay.
of your work and make
It's
decisions that
very
bring
important.
results.
Yeah, it's very, very important. Very, very important to take ownership of your outcomes. Taking ownership means that being fully responsible for the task that you perform, for the outcomes, solutions, and making decisions that support your own outcomes and that of your team and that of the organization is very, very important. Taking ownership, being responsible. Some of us are so defensive at the workplace. We play workplace politics to the extent that it affects our own outcomes and the outcome of the teams that we belong to. So for you to be responsible, for you to own what you do, you have to prioritize your tasks. For me, that's what I do. It's very, very important. As an HR, you need to prioritize your tasks, rank them. Some have to be on the front burner, burning with high heat, so that you take care of it first. Then be solution driven, solution oriented. It's very, very important. Bring ideas, not just problems. I've mentioned it earlier. Bring ideas. You can't walk to your boss's office and say, I'm facing this, I'm facing that, I couldn't do this. A customer says that, client says that, there's no photocopier, there's no this. No. If the copier is poor, what do we do? What can you do and get that document done? It's very important. Carry solutions before you enter your boss's office. Build productive relationship across teams. Some of us, when we get to the office, we work in silos. It's not necessary today. We are not in SS. It's only SS that you'll be working and covering your answers so that nobody sees. Even when you get to the university, nobody is first, nobody is last. So you have to build relationship that will help you achieve and own your work. Document achievement to demonstrate value. Today, one of the things I've identified in the corporate world is that a lot of us, I don't know whether it is intentional, some of them are very intentional. We want to be very minimal, or how, there's a word they've been using. We don't want to say the truth. We don't want to say it as it is. We want to cover and play politics with everything. So for me, for you to take ownership of your job and achievements, document things, write emails. Uh, Today, WhatsApps and SMS, they are accepted everywhere. Make a trail of all the things you are doing, the engagement with your team leads, engagement with your team members. Trail all those tasks and input that you've made. Then you are able to speak to it one day, speak to it before your team leader, speak to it during your evaluation or appraisal processes, so that you, when you organize your tasks like that, your boss or your team lead sees you as a very career focused, somebody we can trust to deliver. Remember, there is a problem. That is why you are employed, to come and solve it. So no employer is looking for any liability. Anybody who can own his or her task and follow it through very, very neatly and proactively and with evidence, they can trust you for even succession, or even change roles for you. And when roles change, especially proactively, it comes with money and recognition and self boasting for us. So we need to own it and work towards it strategically. It's very, very important. Then think of one task you can take ownership of this week and share it in the task. Whatever you are doing as a career, as a job, one task that you can take ownership for this week or of this week. Write it in the chat for us to see. One thing I've noticed is that we are always learning, we are always attending webinars, but we are not implementing or executing what you've learned. So whilst I was preparing this morning for this, I want us to have some actionable plans, actionable steps that will take up from tomorrow and work with it. So write it for us to see, and we'll also copy from you and add to ours.
Thank you very much, Auntie.
Marcelina, I'm done.
There's a question in the box. Would you like to take it now or later?
You can bring it. The questions bring more learning.
Okay, so Erajua is asking that if you have two people in an organization, an extrovert and an introvert, who are all performing well, how would you, one seems quiet and the other seems loud, how do you differentiate their performance or acknowledge and recognize it?
Come again. We are all performing well. The
So he
extroverts
said,
and
as a manager, how can you acknowledge and recognize the difference between an introvert person and an extrovert person who are both performing well? One seem quiet and the other seem loud.
as an HR and as a people manager, everybody that is leading a team is a pseudo HR, because he manages the team very well and strategically for them to achieve their goals. And we all know that people have differences, temperaments, the way we see things. That is why we always want to even mix it so that we don't employ one type of people. If somebody is loud, he wants to be seen every time, and the person is doing well. Thank God her question says they are all doing well. That means that manager has a emotional intelligence to know that even though Kwame is quiet, Kwame delivers on time, proactively, all the targets and expectations that Kwame is supposed to go through, he's gone through, even though he's an introvert. Some of the introvert, they don't want to be acknowledged in public. They don't want people to know what they are adding. So you can call and encourage him, say thank you, take him alone for a dinner, lunch, or maybe breakfast meeting. Encourage privately if you know that because of his temperament or her temper, he doesn't want people to know that I've contributed that much. You can give gifts to him, her, gift vouchers to encourage him to do more. But Yao wants to be seen. So, employee of the month, that kind of things we've been doing, and calling people out at meetings and ESCO meetings to praise them. Yao likes that. So, you do that so that you meet individuals at where they want to be met, so that you encourage them to perform better. So it's the question is so straightforward. They are all doing their work. So I don't want to be seen. So you come to me privately and say hello to me and pat my back and say, you've done well. Take this. Can even send a WhatsApp, private WhatsApp messages, email messages to encourage him here, and we are good to go. And today we are all doing merit pay. You appraise him, and he says, discuss his appraisal results with him, especially the introverts, and say, this is what we've expected, but you've done exceptionally. So bravo, I'm putting you here. You'll get the A plus or A if that is your maximum. You'll get the 5 if that is your maximum, depending on the way you grade your performance scores. You do that so that the two of them will be satisfied. If there are trainings that to encourage, especially the introvert, to send him. If there are holiday packages, you can, you and your spouse take this and go for holidays. He's gone and come back and he's so happy and he will do more. Even though she is quiet, he is quiet, we are able to satisfy him privately to encourage him to own his job and perform better. The person wants to be known to, you can also do the same, but give it to him in presence of all others so that they will hoot at him. Hello, hello, hi, hi. What do we call it? Hooray, hooray, for him to also be satisfied. This is an adult class. If there's anyone here who wants to add to the response I've given or subtract from it, you are welcome.
Thank you, Madam Esther, Auntie Esther. Roger, I hope
you can call me Esther, don't worry.
Roger, I hope you are satisfied with the answer Auntie Esther gave us. Auntie Esther, I want to take you back small. You talked about resilience. Sometimes you fall in, you want to come back. The how to, steps to step, step by step, things that you need to do to bounce back. Can you touch on that? People know they failed, we are down, but the energy to come back, sometimes it's not there. How does that kind of person do it?
You will have to come back, because even when we were kids, immediately you fall. I don't know, in our area, when you were growing up, you fall, they'll be clapping for you. Fall. I'm a never anyway. Proud one at that. Fall, but they will not even pick you up. They want you to get up yourself so that tomorrow when they will tell you that, what about if you fall in the middle of the road? How will you get up? So for you to get up, you need to analyze what went wrong. Especially if you are doing the assessment as an individual yourself, you need to be objective. You need to be frank to yourself. What happened? Why did I fall? What did I do well? What happened? I could have done this better. Then when you do this analysis, then you learn your lessons. When you learn your lessons, then you improve upon what you've done earlier. So first, handling the setback is to analyze what went wrong objectively. Then you learn lessons and improve. Then you seek mentorship if needed. some of the things we just need somebody who is ahead of us to speak with us. When we learn from them, where they fall or fail, we won't fall there. So a lot of us, especially those of us who are practicing HR is on the job. Oh. There are mistakes people have made. Seek mentorship. When you speak with them, you will not make that mistake. So seek mentorship is very important. Get trained and retrain or go to school. Some of us, we are, especially some HR, they are pushed to the role. Last week we had a meeting with one of our clients. We are trying to who is trying to give us a job. We went there, and the HR is an auditor, and he's been the HR for over 10 years. One, because he was aggrieved, he's not an HR. They say he's not performing. Instead of them to maybe plan and performance improvement program for him, they say, oh, be HR. On him, sorry for my word. He knows nothing about HR, and he didn't learn anything. So even they have policies there. A consultant have done the policies for them already. He didn't add anything, and he's just there. And he has embarrassed himself to the extent that they are pushing him out. So if you see that this is what I'm doing is not what I know, go to school, train yourself, retrain. Then you get the skill to perform your role. So that then when you fall, while you fall, you will not fall again. You'll work better. Then advice bouncing back is very important. Reframe failures as opportunities. For me, that's what I do. For some time, I say, failures, there are opportunities for me to do it again, or even look for another alternative. It gives you, or you adopt a growth mindset. It's very important. Take small, consistent steps. Don't do many things at the same time. Do it when you've overcome this and you become encouraged. You do another one, you become encouraged, rather than packing to do a lot of things at the same time. It's very important. Then ask for constructive feedback and work on it. Some of us, our team members can help us. Oh, yeah, you don't have to be friends with your team members to work collaboratively. Ask for their feedback. Be that person that everybody can speak with or speak to. And when you are accommodating, people will be free to speak with you. So it's very important that you learn and get back. Seek mentorship, get training, go to school if need be. Reframe failures as opportunities rather. You fall, bruise over your eat a little, dust your feet and pour. You get up, you go and work. Seek for constructive feedback and work on it. Don't be defensive. So bouncing back is very, very important. I once had a client project that failed due to unexpected circumstances. They were all not expecting something and it came. When they narrated the thing, because I didn't get their permission to share it, it's something we all know. But when they analyze what went wrong, they adjust their plan and boom, they delivered a better outcome. So we need to analyze, we need to check what went wrong. Then we work towards it and plan better. Then we are good to go. Have you
Thank
ever
you.
learned from any? Yeah.
Pardon?
Oh, come on. You can come on.
All right. Thank you very much. You talked on there's this thought that came, somebody mentioned that sometimes you don't need mentorship. You just need somebody to talk to. Or
Yeah.
sometimes maybe you don't have anybody for mentorship, somebody to take you through a long process. You just need somebody to, if you maybe you have a need, you recognize that this person has an expertise on this. So you go to the person and ask that I need you to take me through this. just for maybe a week or some days. What are your thoughts on that?
very proactive. But establishing a relationship is very important. If we never talk, you are not in my circle, people, because of trust issues, people have problem allowing people to enter their inner cycle just like that. And that is one. Apart from that, if the person is willing to help, just move and ask, like Marcelina said. Then, if they are willing, they help you. Other than that, identify people in your career cycles, in your industry, that you can walk to and say hello to at times during meeting conferences, or when you are on the same WhatsApp platform, you get to them, hello, I just want to say hi. Then you establish that rapport. So when need be, you can just get in touch and you are good to go. Networking is the next or is the new currency that is we are using now. So get to people you admire, you listen. You can even get mentorship without talking to people. You follow them. Today, a lot of people are sharing ideas on Facebook, LinkedIn, the what do they call them? The TikToks and the Instagrams. So when you follow people, some of them share the difficulties and failures they've gone through. You can get a thing or two there to guide yourself. There are many ways you could help, you could get help from people in your industry that will take you far.
Thank you, Aunt Esther. I have
You're
another
welcome.
question in the comment section.
Okay.
So this Roger is asking, a lot of companies allow their workers to work from home. What are some of the expectations for someone like that? Also, how can you grade such a worker to know how well they are performing in terms of performance excellence?
Oh, working from home today, we've developed policies on it. When somebody is working from home, that doesn't mean the person is working without being evaluated, appraised, or knowing what he should do or not do. So if you are working from home without a policy as a company, then you shouldn't have start at all. Working from home, I have three organizations that have developed policy on hybrid. We call it hybrid policy for them. They work 2 days from the office and 3 days from home. And their accountabilities, their team leads check on them. They give them goals to achieve. So you can't be working from home without any KPI properly uh, or strategically set KPIs or objectives for you to achieve. If your company is doing that, then you will have to strategize and know what they want you to do. Other than that, if you're an HR, your team is working from home without a policy and how their outcomes will be evaluated or appraised, then you haven't started at all, or you've already failed before you start because there are lots of distractions at home. They either take the whole time to work for you because me, I work from home most of the time. And you can get up at 3 a.m. doing something before you say Jack is 6 p.m. and you haven't bathed, you haven't taken, maybe at times I'll get a cup of coffee or tea or struggle with my get me an egg. Then I'll sit down the whole day. So I've strategized now, put a timing on my laptop to tell me after every 1 hour do this, after every 1 hour do this. So it's important either you cheat them with their time or they cheat you, put the job down, doing it and go and do their own thing. So you cannot do or start working from home with your team without a policy, running them through or socializing the policy with them to let them know this is A, B, C, D we want to do, achieve from you working from home. So you can't work from home without a policy and a properly organized KPI or objective for you to achieve. So that is my answer to you. If that is what you've done, then you have to get back to your HR or your team lead to really give you what he wants you to. Or you yourself, you can set your objective and plan your day. Plan your day is very, very important. Other than that, one, you see the whole day that will affect you, affect your health, which is not good. Uh-huh. It will even affect everything, even your family. If you have a spouse and children, it will also affect them too if you don't manage how to work from home very well. Before I started working from home, I was thinking those who work from home are in heaven. Oh, for them, they are home. Apart from the traffic, if you don't manage the traffic that you dodge, that's the only thing. If you don't manage it well, you either give all your time to your job or you give all your time to your family because of the distractions. I don't know whether I've answered you. Other than that, if you need a policy, get in touch. We'll draft one for you.
Yeah, I hope your question has been answered. You can get in touch with Auntie Esther. She will help you out. Well, thank you, Auntie Esther, so far. We'd like to take a short break. When we come back, we'll ask our final questions. Auntie Esther will give us her final words, then we'll wrap up for today. Thank you. Please stay with us. Welcome back to HR Digest, brought to you by Sedat Consult Limited. Thank you for being with us up till this time. We hope you've learned a thing or two as you joined us. You can put in your question. Auntie Esther is still on with us, and she will answer it for you. Thank you. So, Auntie Esther, our last question: how can individuals align their goals and priorities with the organization's strategic objective?
That's great. Your success should support your team and organization because that is why you are being paid. We gather to create, to share. So if you are working parallel to the organization's goal, then you are not succeeding. So you need to align. It's very, very important. And when you align, your contributions are visible. When you align, your contributions are measurable. When you align, your contributions are impactful. When you align, your contributions are strategic. So that is why every year we see that especially private organizations that are proactive and know what they are about, they gather and plan for the year, the objectives for the company. Then they call their ESCO members to share department by department what every department will contribute. Then the departmental heads or team leads take it to their department and share, discuss with their team members. Then KPIs are set towards one organization's objective. Then we all need to work towards that. So it's very, very important to know that your success depends on the success of the organization. So, for example, I've heard a team member of one organization we work with some years back says that may I do my work well, I'm an excellent performer. Meanwhile, the company is failing. The company is going to bankruptcy. So how can you say you are working well? If the target that the organization have set you have not achieved it, then you are an individual, you say you've achieved. If you have achieved yours, I've achieved mine, George have achieved his, 𝐀𝐝𝐦𝐢𝐬𝐬𝐢𝐨𝐧 have achieved, then the organization is achieving. So we are working towards one objective. So you can't say you want to work parallel to this objectives of organization. So it's very important that you align. And how do you do this alignment? One, you need to understand the strategic objectives of your organization and your department. It's very, very important. Then you translate them into your personal KPIs. Then you communicate progress regularly. Don't be working in silos without your team leaders' inputs, or there are challenges you don't speak to them at all. Communicate progress regularly. Then contribute beyond your core responsibilities. It's very important. Remember what we are discussing. You want somebody who will work at excellent level. Very, very proactive and five-star worker. So you need to contribute beyond your responsibilities. It's very, very important. If you need coaching, you need to ask, and you get it from your team leads so that you'll be able to align and achieve and be visible. If I say you should be visible, that doesn't mean you should be making noise, talking around. But we all know in our organization people who are doing well, people who are contributing, people who we can trust with things, and they will come out with it. So it's very, very important. Ask yourself, if your manager walking tomorrow, would they see your work driving the organization forward? That is it. If not, then you need to adjust and focus on it. It's very, very important for you to know what your organization, your departmental goal is. Even if your company is not writing it, and you who are strategic and very focused are asking your team lead will take those questions to your ESCO, their ESCO meetings, and they'll say, Adi, our people are asking this kind of question. What do we do? So it's very important. And thank God we are all waking up today, because the only competitive advantage we have as organization now is our people. And we are all identifying that. So you can't walk in and be doing something else, and the objective of the organization is something else. That's not it. So we need to align and align well and make sure that we work towards the organization and departmental goals. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Ateta, as a follow-up question,
Mhm.
so as you're working towards your performance excellence, how do
Mm.
you navigate office politics? Those things will all, by all means come about as you're
Come
trying to
again.
do well. I'm talking about office politics,
Okay.
navigating
Okay.
office
Okay.
politics
Mm.
during performance excellence. When you're trying to achieve performance excellence, how do you navigate that?
As for the corporate policy, if you don't play it, they will play you out. So be very, very intentional. What I advise workers and employees to do is that track your own performance, documentation, getting a backup, own your space. It's very, very important. Own your space, and be sure that always the things that you achieved, the innovations that you brought forth, the initiatives that you brought up, carry it yourself and make sure that it get to where it needs to get to. You have to know timing. It's another very important timing, when to speak, how to speak, and who to speak to. Is very, very important. It is not those who are working very well most of the time that are even promoted or noticed. But if you know how to play your game and timing and make your results speak to you, speak for you, speak with you most of the time, you will go. As for the politics is there, identify how it is played, who is playing it. Then you strategize. If you need advice, you look for. Then you are able to go. As for the politics is part of it. Some are so dirty, but we need to. The politics are different, depending on the organizational culture. So I can't say do A, B, C, D because they are different. But what I will tell you is that make sure you own your inputs. Document, make sure you get there. When you get aggrieved, you get this, if there's a disagreement, you know who to speak with and when to say it and who to hear you and timing so that everybody knows what is going on at every particular time, especially if it's about conflict. Some of the conflicts are just that politics, so that you know what to do. It's very important. That is why learning and relearning and continuous learning is very, very important. As for the politics, we need to open our eyes and see where they are playing it to. Is it that people want to take your job and speak to it, undermine you? Your boss want to take advantage of you and gaslight you? You need to know what it is and strategize. Is it difficult for nothing so that he will downplay on you and take your glory? It depends. So you have to play the politics, study it, and know the interventions to give or do what to do so that you block those dirty players so that you also shine. And remember also that it's just work. You can change job if it becomes very critical, but don't allow yourself to be taken advantage of or played out. So speak when you are supposed to speak, give evidence where you are supposed to give evidence. So for me, a mentor told me some time ago, about 20 years ago when I was somewhere. So for me, keeping information, if you speak with me right now, the next minute I'm sending you an email that this is a discussion we had, this is the way I understand, these are the deliverables. Now I'm sending, I've keeping the trail. My email tomorrow when you say something else, and this is what we done. We spoke about last week at 4 a.m., 4 p.m. Somebody, one of my bosses called me one day at 9:30 and I recorded him. And all that we discussed, the following day I sent an email and he lied, he replied the email in a lie, sort of. He was very economic with the fact. That's what you people say now. When people lie, instead of us to say it in their face that they are lying, we are trying to look for ways to cover them to do it again. So for me, I say, if you lie, you lie. You are a liar. That is it. So he said, no, that is not what he said on phone, but I said this. So I pulled my recording. Then everybody was looking at us. So for some time now, I've put my phone on auto recording. Anybody I speak with, I record. Not for anything. I will not blackmail you with it. But if you want to play me, gaslight me, play politics with me, then I have an evidence. So we have to be proactive in how to deal with the politics around us. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Auntie Esther.
You're
Question
welcome.
well answered to our satisfaction. Please, also, so we've come to the end of the program. We'd like to have your final words.
Oh, my pleasure being here. When you speak with people, when you do things like this, you also learn. So what you take away, even if you haven't heard anything at all, is that performance excellence isn't accidental. It comes from consistent efforts, strategic decision making, resilience, and design aligning your work with your organizational goals. It is not accidental. You have to work on it. Take ownership of one key project this week. I mentioned it earlier. Seek actionable feedback, constructive feedback. Share a success or learning with your team. Then be sure you go there. Consistency is what takes us to excellence. Then stand out, not by being the loudest, but by consistently making a difference. Commit to excellence. It's a commitment. And you will naturally become the professional others will notice and admire. Mind you, everything that we do, people notice, people see, even if they don't talk about it. When they get to organization, we want, who is this? Everybody know who to talk, who to point at. So my pleasure. I want you to take something away to this week. Type one action you will take this week to enhance your performance. Let's commit together. So don't go. Just type one action you will take this week to enhance your performance. Thank you very much for having me. And thank you, said that for this platform.
Wow.
I don't take it lightly at all. And Marcelina, I'm grateful,
Thank you.
George. Thank you.
Wow. Thank you, Auntie Esther. Performance excellence is not accidental, it is intentional. Take ownership of your work. At least if you didn't get anything at all, I'm sure this one it should stick in our heads. So all too soon we've come to the end of this week show. We wish you well. Have a blessed week. And as Ancestor said, let's take some actions, something that we'll start with, go through this week and see what at the end of the week, let's check if we achieved it. If we failed at it, let's rise up again and start again. I wish you all the best. Thanks for being with us. Enjoy your week. God bless. Bye.
Bye.